It's week 5 of the high school football season, and I'm just going to start by saying this. Jonathan and I just catching our breath now because we had some wild finishes tonight, games that came down to the absolute wire, probably just ended a couple minutes ago.
That's right. It would have been more appropriate if tonight was October 1st. We'll get that this weekend because you're right, it's spooky season right around the corner, and we had some spooky endings.
Yeah, spooky season coming in a hurry. But let's start things off with our 5 News game of the week. We're going to jump back to the 7A West in this one. 2 of the top dogs going head-to-head when the undefeated Rogers Mounties played host to the Fayetteville Purple Dogs. We're going to jump right into it. First drive of the game from Rogers, Dane Williams to Jansen Gardner, 6-0 Mounties right off the bat. Still in the first quarter, though, you know Fayetteville's going to respond. Drake Lindsay, he's going to head to the air and hit one of his favorite targets, Lack McKinney, in for the score. Purple Dogs up 7-6. We go later on in the first quarter. You're going to want to watch this play. Same score, handoff to Jacob Jenkins for Rogers. He's going to cough it up. But Ty Cunningham there to pick it up. Jonathan, I almost got trampled here by the Rogers players, so the camera work got a bit crazy.
It's all right. You got the play, which is what matters most.
Wild score, 13-7. Crazy ending in this one. These two go back and forth all night long. Mounties win it on a game-winning field goal with just seconds to go in this game. Rogers beats Fayetteville for the first time in 15 years, 29-28.
What a huge win for Rogers. Over to 3A action now. Lincoln hitting the road to face Gravette. And in the Lions' den, the home team would strike first. Kyler Austin, he was running wild tonight. Here at 3rd and 13, says no prob. He picks up a good chunk of change, and he's able to move the sticks. And then after that, the Lions reward the big fella down in the red zone. They hand it off to Austin, and he punches it in. Gravette would go on top in this one by an early 7-0 lead. Ensuing Lincoln drive, the Wolves on offense, their quarterback Drew Moore back to throw. He's going to throw a slant over the middle for Cale Jones, and he has plenty of daylight ahead of him. Over a 50-yard gain, and the Wolves were driving. It was quite the game at Gravette, but in the end, the Lions pull out their second win of the season, 31-29, Gravette on top of Lincoln.
Next, we're going to head to the 2A Mountainburg, playing host to Decatur, their first season playing 11-man football this season. We're going to jump second quarter. Dragons quarterback Shea Pixley hands the ball to Zach Walker. He powers his way through the defense.
Oh, man.
In for the touchdown.
Sweetest play candidate.
Yep, sweetest play. 28-0 Mountainburg. We jump second quarter. Brandon Montano for Decatur. Nice run here. He gets his team into prime field position, but a few plays later, fumble. Mountainburg's Blake Polly gets the ball. They're on the move once again. Shea Pixley doing what he does, hands it off to Polly for the touchdown. Mountainburg up 36-0. They're going to roll in this one, knocking off Decatur by that final score, 36-zip.
Mountainburg laying a little bit of lumber there. Now off to Vian, where the Wolverines, they would be playing host to Roland. Vian, they had here the first play of the game. Diego Ramos looking, and he finds his man. Deshaun Mays, a former 5 News Athlete of the Week. He takes off from midfield, and he's going all the way to the house. Wolverines touchdown, and they had the lead. And that offense was humming so well, we're going to keep it with the Wolverines. Vian's Diego Ramos with a quick pass here to Mason Wright, only a freshman, not playing like it though. Here, a solid 35-yard pickup for the Wolverine offense, and then you knew they were going to convert on this drive. Vian again, Ramos, a pass right into the hands of Jacob Brannick to pick up another Wolverines touchdown. Vian gets the dub over Roland in this one, 52-13.
We love our teams from Oklahoma, so now we're going to head to Pacola and Central. Beginning of the second half, Pacola up 14-8, and it stayed that way until the beginning of the fourth quarter. Here, Indians quarterback A.J. Lyons makes the great pass to Garrett Scott. The Indians driving in. Pretty much deja vu here. We're going to see that once again. Lions to Garrett Scott. This time in for the touchdown. Pacola rolling in this one. They would go on to get the 2-point conversion. That baby's coming up right here. Pacola 4-1 on the year. They knock off Central 30-8.
Now we go over to Prairie Grove, where the Tigers, they were hosting Harrison in this one. We're going to start with Prairie Grove on offense. Camden Patterson here throwing what's a great pass to Jace Edwards, and it was a 21-18 ball game in the third quarter. Now Harrison on offense now for this next play. Mason Ketterman, he's back to throw, and he's going to look for Henry Brandt. He finds him along the right sideline, a great catch, and he's brought down at the 10-yard line. It was 26-21. Now Patterson handing the ball off to Ethan Miller, 5 News Athlete of the Week this year, and he does what he does best. He scores a touchdown. Prairie Grove gets on top, and they win a thriller in this one, taking it by a final score of 46-40.
We had some tight ones tonight, so let's see what else we're looking at. JC Westside getting that win. Mansfield continues to play, but they lost to Greensfield 19-13. Elkins, though, knocking off Huntsville 41-zip.
Yeah, no, and looking back at that Greenland-Mansfield score, Mansfield off to a great start this season. They have not been an easy team to defeat, so that's a very solid win right there for the Pirates. P. Ridge down in your bottom right falling to Dardanelle 50-35. Lamar losing 45-14. Spiral, that's a defensive matchup if we've ever seen one. They get the win 17.
We like to give a little love to the defense.
You pitch a shutout, you're going to get a shout out. So Spiral, good 7-0 win.
And still to come, the undefeated Alma Airedales made a trip to Northwest Arkansas to take on Farmington. We'll have that and much, much more when Football Friday Night continues.
We're Malmberg Cheerleaders, and you're watching Football Friday Night!
Football Friday Night on 5 News.
Welcome back into Football Friday Night, the most competitive Friday we've had so far this season, and we keep it going with the 4-0 Alma Airedales, who have been one of the best surprises this football season. But tonight, the Farmington Cardinals look to hand Alma its first loss and in the process get their first win in the 5A. We're going to jump right to it in this one. Farmington quarterback Cameron Van Zandt, he's out. So the Cardinals looking to see what they can do on offense. Here's Sam Wells. He's going to make good. A big run here. The Cardinals offense going early and often. But we're going to talk about the defense because, man, oh, man, they played great tonight, stuffing the run. And here, Andrew Desharoun in the middle comes away with the interception. Farmington offense was great. They scored 43 points, but the defense only allows 8. We love to give the defense a little shutout. Farmington wins 43-8.
And in Northwest Arkansas last Friday, Springdale got its first win when it mattered most, taking down Rogers Heritage to open 7A play. Tonight, the Red Dogs hit the road to battle a Bentonville West team looking to rebound from a loss to Fayetteville, to the home of the Wolverines as they were looking for their first conference win of the season. Their defense came to play. A Springdale screen pass, and Josh Buxton is there to blow up the play with a big hit. He is jacked up. Look at that. The Springdale defense, though, they made a couple of plays as well on the night. Wolverines driving, it's tipped, and Tristan Skelton lays out for the interception. What a grab by him. But that was just a hiccup for the West offense. If at first you don't succeed, try again and look for Carson Morgan. Jay Casey hits his guy with that bomb down the middle, and it was 28-0 at the half. And then out of the break, the Wolverines were all gas, no brakes. Casey to Nick Bell, he puts his defender on skates. Another touchdown pass for Casey as the Wolverines cruise to their first conference win, 41-0, the final over Springdale.
Now we head down to the 3A. Cedarville taking on Charleston tonight. Two good teams. We're going to join this one after the half. Tigers leading 22-6. Second half kickoff, they extend that lead by 7. Bryson Ketter, he's going to go 75 yards to the score. Talk about starting the second half with an exclamation point. It was 29-9. Charleston, the Tigers looking good. Next Charleston drive, Brandon Scott at quarterback looking to make more offense happen for this team. He's going to throw a dart to a wide open Reese Mercheka, 36-6. Charleston, one of the best teams in their conference once again, and they weren't done. They bring in the backup, Eli Huck, get him some reps, and he keeps himself for a 5-yard scamper. Charleston wins this one big, knocking off Cedarville 48-6.
Now we go back up to the 7A, Bentonville. They were on the road at Southside, and the Mavericks here would actually get off to a great start. George Harrell here throwing it, finding his guy, Isaac Gregory, and Gregory is going to get into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Mavericks, how about that? They take the early lead in this game, but then the Tigers would settle down. Bentonville now with the ball, Carter Nye looking to pass, and he finds Eli Brooks for the first Bentonville touchdown of the night. We had a tied-up ball game. Tigers back with the ball again, and how about another touchdown pass? This time, Nye throwing it to Karsten Pate, and that's another 7 on the board. The Tigers offense with another big day and a 48-14 win for Bentonville.
And when we return, Lavaca, they look to keep its undefeated season alive and win that bad boy, defending home turf against the Hackett Hornets. Highlights from that one and a couple more, not done yet, here on Football Friday Night. Week 5 of the high school football season, and now probably the biggest surprise. How about those Lavaca Golden Arrows? 4-0 on the young season, looking like one of the best teams here in the 3A1.
But tonight, the Hackett Hornets were in town looking to end that bid for perfection, and in the process, grab their first win in conference play.
For the very first time, the Battle of Sebastian County, a trophy game, and Lavaca, man oh man, those guys came to play. Golden Arrows get on the board with 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Maddox Knoll to Jose Rodriguez in the corner of the end zone, 7-0 Lavaca. Knoll now sets Lavaca up inside the 15 and then keeps it himself. Reaches over the goal line. There it is, Golden Arrows up 13-zip. And how about more Lavaca? I told you this team was good. Knoll, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the conference. A little flick to Dakota Hartsfield, who does the rest. Swats away a would-be tackle. Nice hesitation for the score. 2-point conversion good. 21-0 Golden Arrows. And they cruise in this one. The trophy coming to Lavaca. They get the Battle of Sebastian County, 35-6. After 5 weeks of football, Lavaca still undefeated.
Now back up to the 7A Harbor hosting Heritage. What a game this turned out to be. We're going to start with the Harbor Wildcats. Luke Allen here, a TD run up the right hash marks. It was 10-0 Wildcats after that score. Luke Buchanan here looking to throw, and he's going to find Britt Whitchin, and that's going to be 7 points on the board. It was 24-7 Harbor, but
so the
this
Wildcats
game,
win this game easy, right?
No,
right?
This game, like Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. Carter Hensley here, a touchdown run for Heritage. It was a 27-21 ball game. Now here, Amir Dingle. He blows into the end zone. It was 28-27 Heritage, and they get their first win ever over Harbor in a wild one, 41-39.
Those Rogers Heritage War Eagles, they're sneaky. A big win for them tonight. So that's all the highlights, but we got more scores to show you. What else are we looking at tonight? How about Poto getting that win on the road? And Gentry, man, that team continues to impress me every week. 35-0 win for the Pioneers.
And then take a look up in the top left, 61, that's not a basketball score, that's a football score. Northside Grizzlies offense and defense going to work, a 61-7 win.
And I love that because it's the offense and the defense. That's not a high-scoring game.
That's one that when you get back on the bus to Fort Smith, you're feeling pretty good about that win.
And you know that's a long ride from Little Rock Central. Ridiculous they make it every week, but man, that's going to feel good. Greenwood getting another win, 49-21 as well.
Ozark, a big 42-14 win. Good win for the Hillbillies right there. Sallisaw Stillville, looks like it was a good game, 24-20. Nice close battle. Muldrow barely falling as well to Berry Hill, 28-21.
So another big week here, week 5 of the high school football season.